he is said to have brought out these words, "Whatever you are, be good." He's also quoted as having said, "I never walk fast. I walk slow, but I never walk back." Years ago, one of my lecturers in theological school looked at me and said, "Emmanuel, do you know that when we are in a hurry, we go wrong quite often?" I bring out these sayings to draw your attention to what it is that you have heard that so far as you are concerned propels you to do things not only well, but to the point of their being accomplished. You don't want to be anything in part or incomplete. You want to take it to the level to which it should, to the desired level. And you know, all of us have cravings, deep longings. For some of us, it's walking from one end of Canada to the other. At the end of it, I said, "I walked all this from country to country to country." Others is to sail the whole world. I've been sailing for the past 2 years. It's a big achievement. Still others, it's getting on the top of the highest mountain. Some of us might have watched that clip on the news where people left a vehicle dangling on a hill. And people said there are scientists in university who've been playing around like that just to see how they can let something dangle on a string and boast that they are science has worked. Except in this particular case, they don't even know who left the vehicle dangling. We have all sorts of stuff that we think is important to us, and we can risk our lives for it. Somebody who died climbing the highest mountain, because it becomes difficult to breathe the air you go, and might have been ill-equipped, or the avalanche swept them, and people comforted themselves. They died doing what they loved. That's comforting to us as human beings. But is that all the pursuit that we are left for? That human beings may be comforted when we are gone, that we died doing what we loved. Playing soccer, or hockey, or baseball, whatever. The text we have read tells us we can aspire for something by far bigger and of eternal value. And to get there, let's ask ourselves 3 questions. Here's the first. What is our highest craving? That which we long for and fight to get with all that we are and with all that we have. What is it? And as I ask that question, I know you are thinking, I should acquire the biggest library in the world, or the richest name in Parrsboro, the biggest fame in the world. Whatever it is, it's coming to your mind. What is it? So far as the Apostle Paul was concerned, it is to be a religious zealot, to be so fiery in what he believes was the work of God that no one could match him. For as he himself says, among his peers, nobody was as vibrant as he himself was. And even amongst Pharisees, it was clear Paul was head and shoulders above all the others. because he fought Christians to the end. As he says, I persecuted them to death. That's how fired up he was for his religion. What is it for you that makes you toss in bed, and when you wake up, you are still restless because you have not achieved it? For Paul, prior to his conversion, it was religion, but it never ever gave him satisfaction. But we ask the next question, to what length have you gone pursuing your dream? Paul used human beings. He persecuted them. Paul was also very learned, so he used that. Paul was also very energetic, so he used that. So he used all the resources he could harness, he could put together to make certain that he made it very difficult for Christians to operate. They were those called people of the way. So he spent money, he spent time, he spent energy, he spent his education. All that he knew that related to his being, he spent trying to achieve that. Kill Christianity, on with Judaism, preach the God of the Jews, and kill the person of Christ in name and in everything. Smash! What is it you have done? What is it that you've put together to achieve your goal? And how much energy are you exerting to make certain that it's done? And what is that goal? And as you answer that question, I bring you to our last question. In your pursuit, in your seeking, in your craving, and in your longing, what has been God's place? When you've gone mountain climbing, when you've gone, is it skiing? When you've gone flying, when you've gone learning with all your soul, when you've gone working, when you've gone creating relationships, some of them rich and durable, when you've gone doing whatever you've gone to do, what's been God's place in all that? Oh, I made people happy. And my wife patted me on my back and said, well done, darling. My husband has a bigger smile than ever before. Good. Keep on doing it. Make the people happy. Cheer your spouse. Thrill your children. Excite society. But where is God in all that? We have looked at this book before, and we have pointed out how that the first chapter of Philippians deals with life. It says, Jesus is my life. For me to live is Christ is for, to die is gain. Which means if I have anything that is significant to me other than Christ, I face a big loss. And in the second chapter, we did realize that if Christ is my life, then Christ also becomes my mind. Let this mind be yours, which is in Christ Jesus. Christ is my mind, my thought life is directed and dictated by this Jesus. And it doesn't stop there. We realize Jesus is our goal, for we are told, I desire I long that I may know him. And this is what he presses on, which we are looking at. To know Christ. That's his goal, Jesus. And how will he get there? It's chapter 4. This Jesus is my strength, my life, my mind, my goal, my strength. How did Paul arrive at that? In the earlier verses where it says, whatever I was looking for became nothing to me when I met Jesus. Because I realized whatever I was pursuing outside Jesus was going to end in death. Or was going to end at death. Only one would take me beyond the grave. His name is Jesus. Oh, my goal is to get the happiest marriage in the world. And you've been married 40 years and you still realize you don't know your spouse the way you should. No, you must be dreaming. You know that only too well. Because even after 70 years, you're still discovering yourself. How much more are you discovering the next person? And so that which you're yet discovering, that does not know you to the full, can never fully satisfy you. What about your money? It's those who have the most money who worry the most and who are the saddest, even though they still put up a figure that they are happy. It haunts them daily. What about those who are poor? They are crushed by their poverty. What about those who are famous? Their very fame is a heavy load weighing hard upon them and crushing them. Name anything in this world and take out God, it goes nowhere. Those of you who follow what we put on the bulletin board on the outside along the road might realize that what we have there today says, with God, without God, what happens? We cannot. And without us, God won't. What is it saying? Our value is only in the extent to which God is present in us. If God be absent, we lie useless. But think about it. God desires that he may do things in this world, but he desires to use human beings. Will you be of use to him? What are you pressing on to achieve? There are several things we can press on to achieve. We should press on to make Jesus known. Yes, we should. Let's find our feet among those who should press. But how can I make Jesus known if I don't know him myself? So I should ask myself, who is he to me? What place does he have in my life? Have I opened my whole soul to him? And has he taken over from me? Because if he hasn't, I can't take him to those who need him because I am absent in him. He is absent in me. When we are present with each other, then we take him to the others. Are you among those to whom Jesus is reality and you're taking him to the others? In our Wednesday meeting, I was just thrilled as we were discussing how we may bring Jesus alive to others. One of us just stood out, looking at, even drawing a thought in from the little book we are looking at, and said, we should make collections. You know why many people that have gone into the world have painted the wrong picture of Christianity? Because they've gone there imposing, like Paul did, their religion on people, and therefore making it repulsive. But those who came like their master and connected with the people and began where the people are, now to bring them out of their situation onto their Christ, those score successes. Is it my goal in this church to be able to be an instrument in God's hands who brings other people into this place and they can get to know Jesus and enjoy him, I don't have that gift. Yes, you do. The first exercise we did about building this church, growing the church, involved a little aspect of evangelism. And we were looking at the Gospel of John. Some of you can remember, one of you stood up in the crowd and said, or spoke out and said, yeah, those who follow Jesus were telling their friends, come and see, or go and tell. All of us can come and we can see. All of us can go and we can tell. How many of us are pressing on to do that? I also realize as we seek our Jesus, there are several discouragements from our fellow friends, from our bouncing and wrestling with God's word, to having to say, as the disciples of Jesus who turned out from him said, oh, we can't now understand that, and we stumble at that. What is it that is making you stumble and stopping you from pressing on? The life of the next person who calls himself a Christian? The offense in the next person you realize sits next to you and yet breaks your heart? The failure by this person to stand out and be exemplary in their commitment to God? Their failure to understand you for who you are? You know, sometimes and it's very common amongst us to say, I don't care what they think about me. Well, you may not care, but think about it. If I don't see you for who you are, you will not bless me for who you are. If you don't see me for who I am, I will not bless you for who I am. And that is why Paul tells the Corinthians, if to others I'm not a prophet, I'm not an apostle, to you I am. And how do you become Christian? But he wants them to understand himself, that the blessing he is to them may reach its maximum. How many of us are struggling, praying, yearning, longing to sense, he is my brother, she is my sister, he is my cousin. Oh, no, we don't have cousins in the kingdom. To sense their belonging to God and to enjoy Him to the point to which together we're growing and telling the onlooking world, we are the people of God. My brother, are you pressing on? My sister, are you pressing on? Yes, I am. But there are so many people discouraging me. The most discouraged, the person who should be most discouraged in his walk of faith in this whole world was the Lord Jesus Christ. But when he suffered the worst discouragement on the cross, he scored his highest exaltation. Are you using your weak points to press on? Your discouragements as stepping stones? Your pains as pleasures in God, because God will lift you up? Your disturbances as delights, because God is able? Without God, we can't. With God, we can. Without us, He won't. Will you press on? I feel like I'm just getting started. But I can see you're wondering where I'm going. So I'll stop here.